I always wanted to do Fantasia live. I would say when I look back, even at least 15 years ago, I was starting to think about to do Fantasia live. I have to say, this is a project which is quite difficult to conduct. Because in an animation movie, the movement in the film is synchronized very closely to the music, and that makes it very complicated. And in case of Fantasia, it's even one thing more. We have parts of Fantasia of the 40s of the last century and of course of 2000, but especially the parts from which were recorded by Stokowski. They have a complete different style, I would say. It's another way of interpretation of music. When you have the Beethoven Six or the Tchaikovsky piece, it's another way of dealing with the music in the 40s of the last century. And when you perform that now with an orchestra, every orchestra has its own history of interpretation, classical pieces. And what is on the one hand very interesting to the musicians is that they will learn about a historic way of playing music, but on the other hand, me as a conductor, I'm always fighting against an idea of interpretation which is part of the orchestra, because the orchestra, we are now in 2014, and we have another way now to play a Beethoven like 40 years ago. And I think that makes it very difficult, because on the one hand you have to synchronize it with the film, and on the other hand you are fighting against, so to say, against an interpretation which was from the last century. But I think, on the other hand, it's also a challenge, and it's a challenge for all. In this film, you will find so many roots of. There were so many artists who worked with on that film, and that was the big quality of Disney. I have to say that he brought them together. He was asking him, when you look for Oscar Fischinger or others, to participate in the creation of this film. I think that was a huge step in that time, and that's the result is really an artificial piece, which is probably in a way out of time. It will be in no sense old-fashioned, and I think that's what a masterpiece should be. Yeah.